to my YouTube channel. My name is Steph and I am a soon-to-be mum. I'm currently 26 weeks pregnant. I am way into my second trimester, but I'm so excited to start this YouTube channel. I really wanted to document everything throughout my pregnancy and baby's first year because time is just flying by. I also think that if I can help any future mums, any first-time mums, young mums, any sort of mums out there with the tips and tricks that I learned along the way, then that's going to be great. I'm also just going to add that I live in New Zealand. We've just gone back into lockdown due to the pandemic that's happening around the world, so I've got lots of time on my hands and that's just the perfect reason to start this YouTube channel. My first video is going to be all about my first trimester, the symptoms that I had and the tips and tricks that I learned along the way. So I'm going to start all the way back from when I found out I was pregnant. I was a week late on my period. I didn't have any sort of symptoms. I didn't feel like I was pregnant, but I was going out with some friends later that day and I thought, hey, if I'm going to be drinking, I'd rather be safe than sorry. So I went to work, I bought a pregnancy test and I took it. I looked at it straight away. Keep in mind, I had no idea what I was doing, so I looked at it straight away and it just came up with one line and I thought, great, let's move on, my period's late. Started cleaning everything up, looked at it again, there were 2 lines. So that's how I found out I was pregnant. Like I said, I didn't have any sort of symptoms, no warnings whatsoever, but technically I was 5 weeks pregnant. So your pregnancy is counted from the last day of your last period. So I was 5 weeks. I started getting a few symptoms when I was coming up to the end of my 6th week and I just got a little bit of nausea. So at this time I was still going to work as usual and I found that I was just a bit sick throughout the day, but nothing serious. It was really minor and I found that if I just kept my stomach full, then I would be fine. So I bought a packet of plain crackers and I just kept nibbling on those. It went away, it was great. Now at the start of my 7th week, New Zealand went into level 4 lockdown. And guys, this was a blessing in disguise. Little did I know that from the day that we went into lockdown, the day that I got to start working from home was the day that I was going to start getting really bad nausea. So, morning sickness. Let me just start by saying that that doesn't happen in the morning. If you're one of those unlucky people like me, it starts from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And that's exactly what happened to me. I was so unwell. The one tip that I can really say with this when I had really bad nausea was to rest. If you have the ability to go to sleep, like I did, I was working from home, then rest. I would go for a nap for like 1 to 2 hours every day, otherwise I just wouldn't make it through the day, and that was the best thing for my body and it made me feel better. So definitely resting is the one thing that you can do. Now when I got into my 8th to 9th week, my nausea actually started getting worse and I started vomiting after almost every meal. So I would have a glass of water and that would come straight out. It was really bad. I know that it does say online that if you're vomiting every meal that you're taking, then definitely go to the hospital, but I was still keeping a small portion of that food inside of me, and because with everything that was going on, I just didn't feel comfortable going to the hospital. So instead I called my GP and they prescribed me with this little pill. Guys, it was a magic little pill. Like, I wish I knew about this pill earlier because that pill saved my life. It made me feel so much better. It got rid of my vomiting, which meant that I was able to keep food inside of me, which meant that I got stronger and I was happy. There were a bit of side effects with this pill, so I did get really bad migraines. I still had a bit of nausea, but honestly, I couldn't complain. It was so much better. A couple of things that I would recommend that you can do if you are vomiting and you do have really bad nausea is keeping your fluids up. Now, as hard as that is, for me, for example, I couldn't have straight plain water. It just wouldn't sit right in my tummy, so I would have a hot cup of tea or a hot glass of water with lemon, and that worked really well. Another thing you can do is also continue to rest if you are able to do so, and I would also recommend getting some sun. So I didn't have the courage to go for a walk, but I would just sit outside, get some sun on me, and it made me feel so much better. Another thing that I recommend for your first trimester is to have some sort of vitamin pills. So in New Zealand, I got these pills called Elevate, and they were recommended to me by my midwife. I know they're really well known over here, but I'm sure that if you ask your midwife, they'll prescribe what they think is best for you. Now these ones were quite large and they were difficult for me to take at first. It's a lot easier now that I'm no longer have nausea. If you do struggle with large pills, then definitely ask for something else. So the benefit of taking vitamins is just making sure that you're getting all those nutrients that you need for baby to grow. I do want to wrap up my video here though. I wanted to make it nice and short, just talk about the symptoms that I had and just talked about a couple of the tips that I learned along the way. I do want to say though that if you're in your first trimester, you're struggling like me, then just do the best that you can. And if that just means that you need to sit in bed, watch TV and not move, then do that. I am sure that your body will know what is best for you. So like I said, I'm going to wrap it up here. Thanks so much for watching my first YouTube video and I'll catch you all later. Bye!